introduction of today's luncheon speaker, David Mayor Bauer. He's a native Missourian, born and raised in Independence, Missouri. We won't hold that against you. David graduated from Kansas State University with a Bachelor's of Architecture and a Bachelor's of Science in Construction Science degrees. David is a registered architect, a member of the American Institute of Architects, and is employed by Populous, formerly HOK Sport. He was elected to the office of mayor in April 2007 and re-elected in April 2011. David is committed to serving the community through local and regional leadership. He believes strongly in regional cooperation and working towards common goals and objectives. He participates with the Metropolitan Mayor's Caucus and is active regionally, representing Raytown and other municipalities on various boards and regional committees. He represents Eastern Jackson County on the Mid-America Regional Council Board, co-chairs the Total Transportation Planning Commission, participates in the Transit Committee, and co-leads the region's elected officials' initiative to bring a regional transit system to the forefront in 2008. David is also active in the region and statewide economic development efforts, serving as a board member of the Missouri Municipal League and participates in their Economic Development Committee and a member of the Kansas City Area Development Commission. His vision for the advancement of Raytown is one that maintains Raytown's rich cultural heritage, fiscal responsibility, economic strength, business development and retention opportunities, and providing a safe community where residents are invigorated to get involved. Please join me in welcoming our mayor, David W. Bauer.
I was trying to figure out who she was talking about. It's always a pleasure to be here. It's an honor, it's a pleasure to be here with you to talk about what's going on in our city. First and foremost, and we make this as short as possible, I'll just tell you that the state of Raytown is good. We're moving in a positive direction for further success. Any questions? In all seriousness, before we tell you about what is going on in the city and the future plans, I need to acknowledge some very important people. If I could get our Board of Aldermen to stand again, please. But the Board of Aldermen that we have in our city, I will tell you, it's a tireless, thankless job. And all of you who have been aldermen before, I think Barb is here, she knows the process on this, there just isn't enough pay for the job that you do, but you do it tirelessly. You work very well together, and I think the successes that we've had over the years, and as we look forward to the successes to come, is because you all work well together. You work with each other, you talk to each other before the meetings. Sometimes people ask us, it seems like it's a slam dunk at these meetings. One, you're not watching the meetings. And two, it's because they're talking in advance. They are working well together. And I applaud you and I thank you for all of your time and energy put into this, making the right decisions for the right reason. I thank you. With us today also, there's one of the other things they didn't tell me about this job is you make some friends along the way that are elected officials also. A couple of folks that are with us today, Mayor Carson Ross from Blue Springs with his better half, Eloise. Mayor Steve Dennis from Grandview. Steve typically wins the athletic awards when we compete with each other, and Carson always wins the oratorical award. So, but thanks guys for coming. We've got a lot of stuff going on. We're probably closer friends than we probably are supposed to be, but I like that, and I welcome your friendship. I appreciate it. Chuck Adams is co-chair with me on the Total Transportation Planning Committee. Chuck is an alderman or a councilman in Edwardsville, and he's the Kansas co-chair. Mel Henderson is with us today also from the Mid-America Regional Council. Tom Guerin, who has put up with a lot of my ineptness, at least I don't spill coffee here. Tom worked with us on the transit committee also, and these guys are, you hear a lot about transit in our area right now, and I didn't know before I took this job what was involved with the Mid-America Regional Council for one. These guys are the transit side of that. They're involved with every decision that happens in the metropolitan area, and I'm impressed. I thank you for your patience and your tolerance with getting me ready for meetings. Robbie McKinnon is here from the Jackson County. Robbie, as you know, represents the county administrator, county executive, and is now what's your new title, Robbie? You just got elevated. Chief of Intergovernmental Affairs. We all aspire to that job. But I thank you. I thank all you guys for your patience with me, your guidance that you give me to help us move these things forward. And Chuck, thanks for coming across the line. I know it's a little scary, but we do work across the borders here. So. But I thank you for that. And again, join me in applauding these folks. I want to be sure to thank our host, Raytown Chamber of Commerce. Thank you to our friends at First Baptist Church of Raytown for allowing us to use this incredible facility year after year. It's a great opportunity for us. It's part of our community that we welcome, and we're happy to be a part of this. And certainly to our sponsor, KCP&L, thank you for being such a valuable part of our community, for the Chamber, continuing to help us as a city. When we had the snowstorms recently, it was great. I was getting practically every 3-hour updates from Early on what's going on with KCP&L, where the outages are, and I appreciate all that you guys do for the community and for continuing that sponsorship. Thank you. Now my family. I want to thank you for your continued support, for those numerous times when, Mary, I forget to tell you that I've got an appointment I'm supposed to be at, or I have to take a call at the last minute, or sometimes I even forget to tell you and I show up 2 hours late home and you're going, where in the world was I? And I was talking to Carson Ross or Robbie McKinnon. You guys can vouch for me. But I know you put up with a lot over the years, and I appreciate your continued support. Bill Esri pointed out to me before the event, and Bill, I said, don't ever say anything to me short this close to the talking part, because you're going to get identified. But Bill introduced me, or Bill talked to me before the event, and he said, you've got 3 grandkids now. Every time we have one of these State of the City addresses, you've got a new grandchild. And I said, yeah, it's probably going to get to the point where my kids are going to stop coming to these because they're going to be figuring out who is it that's going to be having a child the next year. But today I'm joined by my youngest daughter, Julie, and my newest grandson, Max. I'm blessed to have your understanding and your continued love, and I appreciate the continued patience as well. Raytown City staff, certainly want to thank the dedicated folks who worked hard to get everything done for us, who fought through the record snows the last several weeks to make sure our roads were safe to travel, for our first responders to be able to serve your needs. The public works guys got it done to get the first responders out there. We had incidents this year. I want you to join me in thanking the public works staff, our Parks and Recreation Department who joined in as well, the police, the EMS, and certainly the fire district for that, for helping us in that time of need. I thank you, gentlemen, for the invitation. And certainly the creative and dedicated city staff that we have is to be applauded. Mahesh Sharma is, I call him our ringleader, our captain. Sometimes I refer to him even as a city administrator. But he's assembled a top-notch group of professionals that I'm very proud of what they get done, and you see the results. I think we've got brochures on the tables in front of you that talk about the accomplishments that they've generated or that they put together this year on behalf and by the direction of the Board of Aldermen. So I hope you've had a chance to see those accomplishments, and again, please join me in applauding their services. We continue to be a city you can be proud of. You can be proud to call it your home, you can be proud to have your business here, you can be proud just to visit it. I'm proud of our administration and our record of transparency. As well as transparency, we're fair. I think you'll say to us many times when I like this, how fair we are to do business with. I love it when people come to us and they say, you're fair to our businesses, and that means a lot because that's what our staff strives to do. Our record of working well with citizens and businesses is untarnished, and I take pride again in the way that we handle our businesses and the transparency. Our direction is to move us to protect our precious neighborhoods, encourage business, and attract new residents. I believe we are headed in the right direction, and today I'll share with you why I believe that so strongly. In 2010, the census told us that our population numbers were staying right around 30,000, the same for many years. But if you dig deeper into that population, we have effected some really positive change in our community. We are richer in diversity, we are younger in age, we are more affluent, middle income, medium income, and more educated. I'm proud of our diversity. People talk to me about why they want to come to Raytown, why they like our school systems, is because of our diversity. There are those that don't like that, certainly in the world today. But I take pride in hearing people say to me, one of the things they like about Raytown is our diversity in our schools and in our population. I take a lot of pride in that. Because it's not just a race and diversity we have here, it's age, income, and profession as well. It's a natural mix that we have here, and together we have a rich community. Our vision of what we want the city to be is our greatest asset, of course. And as I've said many times here, we follow in the footsteps of some great leaders whose vision was the same as yours and mine and established the foundation for us to build upon. We lost this year Cass Casson. Cass is a big part of this group and a big part of all of us in our community. Cass is one of those leaders that I aspire to be. He did it in a certain way, in a very special way, as you all very well know. We miss Cass deeply. We will always think about, when we lead our city, we'll be thinking about the role that Cass Casson played in that. My vision for our city is reinforced by the many people I talk with on a daily basis in and around the city. It's one thing to listen to people come to the Board of Aldermen and talk to us. And sometimes it's painful for us to sit there and listen. We encourage it certainly because that's a public comment time. And it's a time that you're welcome to come and speak your mind with the board. Though sometimes those are difficult times for us to take, we need to hear what's on your mind. But something else that's very interesting about our community is when you get out and you talk to people. I had breakfast this morning at Ginger's restaurant. When I walked in the door, I fully expected that normal group would say, okay, Your Highness, what's going on today? And I said, you tell me, how we doing? And I got a lot of comments. You know, we talked about the why. We talked about the Walmart. And it's good that in that situation, people are willing to talk. And I like that about our community. Whether you go to Ginger's or you go to Hy-Vee, and there's about 3 different tables at Hy-Vee, by the way, if you want to check the pulse of the community, do that at about 7:30, 8:30 in the morning. You'll get both sides. But it's good. And it's important that we know what's on your mind. We need to know it. Not just those who come to express their mind at the council meeting, but those who are willing to share their positive and negative thoughts with you personally. That's important to all of us as we do our business. We must continue to raise the city to new heights on a stable foundation based on a stable financial footing, with a strong infrastructure, and to recreate the synergy that we can enjoy today and the next generation can cherish and build upon. Now, as I've learned along the way the last 6 years, there is no instant solution. Sometimes the process is difficult. Most of the time it takes too darn long. But some of the things I'll share with you, I hope will reinforce that we are still headed in the right direction. I can identify a wide range of factors that we are reshaping our city and the way we live. But today I want to focus on 3 major points: sustainability, business development, and safety. Regarding sustainability, we want to have a sustainable community, one where we can care about our property values, we can increase our property values, where the environment is secure and protected, and a full spectrum of our life is protected for our residents. So let me share a few things that have happened upon us recently that'll take us into the future. In January, we joined KC for Aging, a metro-wide organization working to build a community for all ages, and the First Suburbs Coalition, which we're a member city of, to discuss making our communities friendlier for our ages, especially our older adults. We held a joint forum at the City Hall to listen to what our residents want to say. I was pleased that we had a wide variety of ages to ask questions about our housing, our transportation, recreation, shopping, health, and safety concerns. Our citizens were also asked to fill out a survey, asking about specific features on their houses, whether they felt their houses and homes would meet the needs as they grow older. This information will be used to develop a toolkit to help us plan our community, to work well for the ages in the future, as well as an idea book to help homeowners make their houses more age-friendly. The older population in the greater Kansas City region will double. It'll double in the next 20 years. We need to be planning today for the Raytown of tomorrow. In an effort to strengthen property values in neighborhoods, we have also partnered with the cities of Sugar Creek and Grandview to obtain a neighborhood stabilization grant. This grant pays to have dilapidated homes in each of our cities torn down and replaced with new homes. This year, a concerned citizen called us about a home that had burned down. Our staff visited the property and suggested it to the grant's housing specialist to acquire. Housing specialist agreed, and the grant provided the funds to acquire and tear down the house and rebuild it in its current place. The new home was built in an energy efficient manner, and here's the good news. We've already sold it. We've taken that money and we've invested in other properties already. We currently have 2 others rebuilt and available for sale right now, and the program has acquired 2 additional properties for redevelopment in the recent weeks. I am proud that we listened, and because of that, our success in this development is shared with our residents who brought us the problem. Also leading to a strengthening of our neighborhoods is the dangerous building abatement program. Our staff identified 3 dangerous buildings in 2012 to tear down, resulting in removal of blight and strengthening of the surrounding property values. Let me tell you about another success story of ours. I'm privileged to sit on the board of Little Blue Valley Sewer District, and in one of the recent meetings, we ran through our rate schedules. I was delighted when the figures presented showed that our contribution, or perhaps I should say our minimizing our contributing flow, this year our residents did not see a rise in their sewer bill, unlike many other cities in the metro area who did see a rise. This is for several reasons. One, our Public Works Department put forth years ago a plan with influent infiltration to minimize stormwater into our sewer system. This rehabilitation program has helped us save you, the taxpayers, tax dollars, and we're proud of what we've been able to do with that. This is just one more illustration of how our administration and our Board of Aldermen and our city staff have worked to reduce burden of taxpayers' dollars in the city. We know a safe and effective bikeway and pedestrian trail network enhances the quality of life for our residents and visitors to our city. The city has been incrementally over the last 6 years adding lanes and trails to our community. In 2013, we expect we will see the start of the bicycle and pedestrian corridor along 350 Highway. You notice when we put on the Aldi's, you saw that pathway along that. That's the start of this. When we see new business along 350 Highway, we're going to see incrementally that bike pathway working its way down 350 Highway. These pedestrian linkages between the neighborhoods and businesses along the highway are important. Also in 2013, we'll be adding bike lanes on Blue Ridge Boulevard from 51st Street to 59th Street. We're also working towards a new sidewalk in 2014 to be constructed along the south side of 59th Street from Raytown Central Middle School east to the city's corporate limits near Woodson Road. And Charlotte, your dream is coming true. This new sidewalk will provide a safe means for our students and the others to walk to the Raytown Middle School, Raytown High School, our revitalized downtown Raytown, and other residential neighborhoods in Raytown. We've been very successful, as you know, acquiring grants over the last 6 years. And again, our staff has procured a grant to help pay for the funds of that project, 75%. We must continue to work towards walkability community, and you will see continued efforts toward accomplishing this. The safety of our children attending the quality schools in our community is very important to us, and we are proud once again, as we have showed a record of, to continually be an active partner with our friends at Raytown Quality Schools. Our Parks Department has been busy this year. They have funded $70,000 in upgrades to our family aquatic facility in Super Splash. They completed $9,000 in improvements at the historic Rice Tremonti House, expanded our recreational options in our parks, acquired 2 more acres of land adjacent to Carnegie Park, and secured a $75,000 grant to renovate the tennis courts at Coleman Park. Park staff continue to support local events, including the Summerfest Extravaganza, and for the first time this year we have the Arts Festival program. Diane, thanks for all you do as Friends of the Park. Appreciate that. I'm proud that we have such a fabulous green spaces for our families to enjoy right here in our community. Now, we have a prize, if you can identify, except for public works, what is this device?
Natural gas conversion kit?
What did I hear?
Natural gas conversion.
Okay, your prize, you get Steve Dennis's tie. Well, he was on it. I didn't think you'd get it. I figured you'd stumble on that one for a little bit. This year, the Board of Aldermen has asked the city to move forward on a plan to use propane in our city vehicles. And we've already put that into place. This is the first device that we've had in one of ours. We continue to do more and more with that because this clean burning environment is what we're about. The cost of propane is also substantially lower than gas, and once again, an effort to save you the tax dollars out of your pocketbook. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the big plan for transportation. This year, Raytown hosted one of several meetings with the residents of Cass and Jackson County to voice their opinions and ideas for the Rock Island Corridor. This is the railroad, as many of you know, Pleasant Hill to Truman Sports Complex, passing right through the heart of downtown. The vision is to protect it for trail and transit use from Kansas City via the sports complex, connecting to the Missouri-Katy Trail State Park right through again on the heart of our downtown. Now, we've heard a lot about the transit plan. We've heard a lot about what's going on regionally as far as that, and these folks here at these 2 tables have been a big part of that. And again, I share with you, gentlemen, in the pride that we've taken in that. It's a privilege working with the other area mayors and city administrators, as led by our county executive, Mike Sanders, to advance regional transit. And never have we been closer than today to making this reality. Never have we been closer than today to make this reality. You can go ahead and do that, Joy. Thank you. We've learned the fun of dealing with railroads. I'm thankful we don't have a Corps of Engineers to be working with, but we have 2 railroads we're working with. Our mayors and city administrators across the area, though, have joined together, are very supportive of this happening. We are very, very close. But in dealing with the railroads, you can imagine the fun that we're having. There will be more to come to that in the next couple of weeks, but I will tell you, we have never been closer. I'm being very careful, Robbie. We've never been closer than we are today to regional transit happening in this area. And that for us is a generational decision. When it comes before you, I pray that you think in a generational manner, because likely it's, when it happens, it's a 5-year process at least, but it'll be the kind of things that my grandson Max will ride. Here's Max in the back now. He gets around. Max will be riding this, and we've got to think more generation. And this will be one of the biggest decisions this community, this region will make. I pray that it's soon. I pray that it could be this year yet. We've still got a couple of hurdles to work over. We thought we were going to be there. We got a couple of hurdles thrown at us very recently. But this is big for us. For the city of Raytown, it will be huge. Raytown, as you know, has for the last 5 years been in the forefront of advancing its transportation in the area. And it is a privilege to sit on the Total Transportation Planning Committee. I mentioned these fine folks here, Tom Guerin, Mel Henderson, David Worm is the director of that. It is my intention, by working on these committees, to provide Raytown the opportunity to keep in the forefront regarding transit, and that is very important to us. Regarding business development, the second area that's most important in our community is that of business development. When the economy slowed, we were concerned that it would affect new businesses. It turned out actually that Raytown, because of that benefit, it turned from, during this era, businesses were turning back from new expanding areas and turning back to those that were underserved. And Raytown is in that underserved market. So you're seeing a lot more activity. I hope that you're seeing a lot more activity and you're appreciating what's happening along 350 Highway. Those businesses are, it's almost made Tom Cole's job easy. Almost, because they're coming to us more and more along 350 because things are happening. That corridor is very successful for us. This renewed interest helps us throughout our city. We put into place, I like it that our city attorney is laughing over there with Tom Cole right now. Thanks, Joe. Because there's a lot more of that happens than on the surface on that. You guys know that, but thanks for your work on that. But again, what's important to the community is that we not just bring in new businesses, but when we bring them in, to think also about the bigger picture. These businesses need to be sustainable. We have, the council, the previous Planning and Zoning Commission over the years, we have been very stringent about making sure that the new design guidelines for our city, whether along 350 Highway or downtown Raytown, are adhered to. We will continue to be tested by that, but we need to stick to our guns because the decisions we're going to make are going to be those that those who will follow us will be living with. So we need to make sure that these decisions, these businesses are bringing sustainable design to us and ones that we can be proud of and will be there for years. Although we have lost a few businesses, mostly because they're national organizations deciding to close or consolidate, we have gained a great deal, and I hope you will agree that we have made some great strides and will continue to work to make our dreams come true. Okay. Historical Society. Who was at the Historical Society when we did our presentation? Boom, okay. At that time it was fun. We painstakingly listed each of the projects that have either been, they're either new, they're renovated, or we've had some new business happen in that facility. And we did two different phases. We did 350 Highway and we did downtown Raytown. For some reason or other we couldn't put all of them on one slide, so we just showed them all on this one. But what was impressive, I think, to that group, and I take a lot of pride in, and our staff does as well, is the number of facilities you see that we've touched. These are all new or redone businesses in the city of Raytown. This is not happening across the nation. This is happening in Raytown because we care, because we've got good businesses in place, we've got a strong chamber of commerce, and we've got a city council who cares. On 350 Highway alone, we've seen a new Aldi's, Chipotle, which was really a really big deal for our city. Jimmy John's, GameStop, Hy-Vee gas station, Players Paradise opened recently, the new indoor batting cage and golf simulation center just opened as well. We also have plans for an extreme Grand Prix indoor go-kart race. I got asked the other day, Chris, when that's going to open, and I'll let you share with that sometime when that rascal's going to open, but that's your call on that one. And also a new Dunkin' Donuts. So we will finally have a coffee shop on 350 Highway that you can also get Dunkin' Donuts at. Now there's continued talk with other developers along 350 Highway as well, and that's encouraging. Thanks to the efforts of Chris Payne's developments, Blue Ridge Plaza was acquired, and together with Bowman Towers and the Raytown Plaza Shopping Center, these are now being renovated in our city. New stores planned to open this year will be Northcraft Flooring and Tile, Home Skillet Restaurant, the new laundromat. We also have a newsroom cafe. We have plans for that in City Hall right now being reviewed for a newsroom cafe across from Raytown High School. And along with that, we have a preliminary site plan for a proposed new neighborhood market, both of which are being contemplated in our downtown. And I got no comment, nobody said anything about that. Right on by on that one, okay. There's been very little applause, I gotta tell you here, so. Manufacturing is also a plus because it brings a lot of higher paying jobs to our city. We welcome them. We're lucky to have two manufacturing entities come to Raytown this year. One of them is Elite Booth, a company that produces restaurant equipment. With it will come 80 new jobs for the area. The other manufacturer is Heartland Fabrication. They will add another 60 jobs to our city. Still on business development, working in concert with various downtown businesses and property owners, as well as the Raytown Main Street Group. The streetscape master plan for downtown is becoming a reality. The final design for phase 1 has been completed. A presentation of the final plan was presented to the March 5th Board of Aldermen, and the plans are available on the website if you want to see that. Bids for the construction on first phase have been received, and we expect to be in discussions with MoDOT as they complete their final reviews and give us the thumbs up to proceed with that. Contrary to popular belief, all of the work you're seeing downtown is for new water lines going in place. Some of those were original water lines, and they're for the streetscape project. The last thing we want to do is put in the streetscape project and then cut it up to put new water lines. That's the reason the water lines are being done. Contrary to popular. We're hopeful to begin construction on the streetscape project in April, maybe depending on May when the state gets back to us on that. This is a great boost for our city, especially since 75% of the cost of that is being paid by the Federal Transportation Enhancement Grant the city has obtained. Safety is the third category. Finally, I want to talk about that. It is our mission to make sure we provide a safe environment for our citizens and our businesses. The citizens several years ago approved the public safety sales tax, and we continue to uphold our promise, both the police and the EMS, of what that tax was to support. We're very excited about the new ambulance and the emergency management services department, and this state-of-the-art vehicle will provide more access for all the important functions in that department. We have another one of the few centers in the metropolitan area that we're very proud of. We have a certified car seat specialist within our EMS that helps parents not only use their car seats correctly, but to ensure the safety of their child, but also those who need it to obtain a car seat. Interesting story for you. One night about 2 a.m., our paramedics were called because the police had identified a domestic violence victim who needed to get out of town and away from their spouse. They couldn't leave because there was no means of transportation for her or her child. A van was located. Can't tell you about how it came to be, but the van was located. And our paramedics, working with the police department, got car seats and installed them for her, and that night, she was safely taken out of town in this car to safety. Raytown EMS was also awarded a grant from Firehouse Subs for the purchase of 2 Zoll Auto-Pulse devices. These units are used for individuals suffering from cardiac arrest. This has been a big benefit to the department and especially to the citizens of Raytown. Last year we worked with Mid-America Regional Council to install 126 new street lights. These lights add value to the safety of our citizens and save us energy. Again, working toward our bottom line of keeping our tax dollars down. This year we are gathering feedback from residents about the new lights, addressing issues such as brightness, color, and overall appearance of the street lights. But what this we do know, well-lit areas provide safer community. Our police department continues to be outstanding, one of the best in the area. We're very proud of that, and they will continue to increase the safety in our community. They received a new patrol car, completed the first phase of radio upgrade ahead of schedule, and have been given the green light to purchase laptop computers that all will aid the police officers to more quickly get needed information. Keeping those officers safe on the streets is very important to our administration. And Chief, I thank you for all that you do to keep our police officers. The value of that to our community is very strong. Thank you. My own commitment. I am truly proud to be the mayor of this great city. For the benefit of Raytown, I have made several commitments this year to organizations that I believe will help keep the concerns, needs, and desires of Raytown in play. Today, we have a seat on the board of the Missouri Municipal League. Today, we have a seat on the board of the Mid-America Regional Council's Executive Board of Directors. And today, we serve as the Missouri co-chair of the Total Transportation Planning Commission and a member of the Legislative Agenda Committee. I'm proud of where we are in this region. I'm proud of Raytown's name being out there. I'm proud to be a part and sitting at the table with Blue Springs and Grandview, Kansas City, all of the major players we wanted to be with for years. We sit at the table, and in fact, in some cases, we lead those discussions, and I'm proud of where you, Raytown, are today in that sense. As important as the job to be done by government in the neighborhoods, the citizens must also be involved. So I challenge you to get involved. Join the chamber. Sit on a board, a commission or a committee. Meet an alderman, for crying out loud. You had a chance today. Be an alderman. We got a great board now, though, but be an alderman. Reach out for those things. And if you're really looking for excitement, come attend the Board of Aldermen meeting. Also, use the different communication options we have available to you to give us feedback. Join our Facebook on Twitter. Brenda's after all of us to comment on Twitter. She's working on me to do it. I'm still trying to spell the word Twitter yet. So visit our website. Get informed about what's going on in your city. It's not fair to sit out there and wait for us to tell you. It's okay for you to seek it out also. Use these opportunities that we have. And from this feedback that you provide us, we are better able to get the information you need to be better informed, to make better decisions, and to work with us, the City of Raytown, to make a greater life for yourself. Final note of recent history, recent news for us, obviously, we've heard about the closing of the Richard C. Green YMCA. I met and got the first word on this, I believe it was a week ago Friday. Mahesh and I met with them, we learned about it. Our immediate reaction was, why in the world are we just hearing about it 1 week before you announce the closing? But I understand YMCA is a business, and I appreciate that. We're all business owners in this, but it's a business as well. I know that the board made their decision very late, and we're having to react. I take pleasure in having conversations with them. I take pleasure in working with Dr. Markley. We're already having conversations about what the city can do, what the school district can do as well, and we're working together to get to the bottom of it. Our goal is to find as much information as we can as quickly as possible. We don't have the answer yet about what's going to happen with that. We are going to be reaching out asking for an extension of time to help us make intelligent decisions based on the right information. And that, I think, is what you want us to do as your city and school district, to make the right decisions for you based on the information that we can gather. It's a critical decision. We've talked for a number of years about the importance of the community center in our area. That's a nice facility. Built in 1998, I believe, and a lot of people in this room actually invested money, our families invested money in that. So that's an asset of our community. We're going to be looking for ways to retain it. We're going to be working for ways to make it still a vital part of our community. But we need your patience. We need time to work with this. So we're certainly offering, we're welcome to your comments. We're welcome to hear about what you've got to say on it. We need time to work on this, and I ask for your continued patience and your trust that we together can work this out, and we will. But that's got our full attention right now. I thank you for the opportunity to share a few minutes of your time this morning and the exciting things happening in this city. It remains my distinct honor to represent you locally, in the region, and across the state as your mayor. Working together, we are accomplishing our dreams, and we will continue to aspire for an even greater time ahead of us. Again, I thank you. May God bless each of you, City of Raytown, and the United States of America. Thank you.